from April 29, 2011 at the Curious Comedy Theater. The subject, Attack of the Birds and the Bees. Jack.
Carmen is one of Portland's hottest new comedians. She produced, wrote, and starred in her own one-woman show called Hello Cancer, which launched her career. She performs all over the place and is also a mom. Carmen teaches in the Project Independence program at PCC for non-traditional women students returning to school. And we are lucky to have Carmen today as part of our show tonight. Please make her feel welcome. Carmen. Sneaking in on the other side.
Hi. They always make me go last. I don't want you to expect anything because it's not because I'm good. It's because I have gas. And I steal. And I supply all of their drugs. So I'm really glad to be here because I got a pinched nerve in my neck last week, and it hurt so bad. I've never had a pinched nerve before. The medicine they put me on, I was high as Rick James. I got in the shower. It was the weirdest thing. I got in the shower, and I turned the water on. The water hit my body, and I said, "Oh, excuse me." Where did I think I was? So my daughter, she encouraged me tonight. She always encourages me when I perform. And she said, "Mom, I want you to go balls deep." And I said, "I don't think you know what that means." And then we were somewhere today in the store, and this lady came in, and she had kind of this see-through shirt on, and her bra was kind of ill-fitting, and you could see through it. And my daughter said, "Mom, you can see her boobies and her titties." I said, "I don't think you know what that means either." Yeah. So, when I was 13 years old, I started my period. My mother was taking a nap in the afternoon because she drank. And I told her, I said, "I just started my period, Mom." Well, she didn't even get up. She just looks at me and says, "Well, that doesn't mean anything. It just means if you have sex, you'll get pregnant." So I didn't have sex that day. I waited till the following week. And I promised. Because my mother, she didn't spend any time talking to me about it, and then she proceeded to tell everybody she knew that I started my period. And I was so humiliated. And I told my daughter, I said, "I will not do that to you. I will explain to you fully, and I will not just tell anybody that you started your period." So she started last week. And I don't think she's ready for all that, you know? They called me to pick her up. She was screaming hysterically. She was walking like a duck. And she kept saying, "My butt, my butt." I said, "Oh God, you don't know what that means either." So I knew I had to start talking about puberty and everything. Now my son, who's 20 now, he was much easier because he had autism. And so we kind of skipped over a lot of that kind of stuff. The thing is, you know how kids teach each other? His cousin showed him about masturbation when they were about 12. So my son, told me about it, and he said, my cousin told me how to jack off. And I said, "Whoa, don't tell me about it." I said, "By all means do it, but don't ever, ever, ever tell Mommy about it, ever." So he's very regimented, and so he would write everything down, and post his schedule on his door, and it's like 3 o'clock homework, 4 o'clock jack off. As long as I didn't have to hear about it, I'm fine. So now my daughter is starting to ask these sex questions, you know, and I have no strategy but to try to make it sound gross. I told her the male body part is called a pee pistol. I told her if she touches it, she will get pee-pee poison. I also told her that if she attempts sex too soon, she will grow facial hair called a slut beard. I told her her second attempt, she will grow a fluffy pair of sluttin' chops. That should hold her for a while. Next questions, I'm just going to break into the Lord's Prayer. So I'm so glad to be here because besides the drugs and everything I take, I went to jail last week. I got in a fight at my daughter's school. And I know what you're thinking, but I wasn't hurt. She was only 9. Oh, yeah, I took her down. I'm telling you, really. I just lost it. It was nuts, you know, and I just went into a full windmill on this child. And the janitor pulled me off of her, you know, and they were like, stop. And I was screaming, the carpet matches the drapes. The carpet matches the drape. Why does that child need to know that? It was 4:20, though. So, have you ever been somewhere and everybody was ugly at the same time? I'm not talking about now. I'm willing to let this one go. But recently, I was somewhere and everybody was ugly at the same time. They started even looking alike. I thought I was in that episode from the Twilight Zone or something. Every time I looked, it was just getting worse and worse. Finally, I just backed out. You know, I didn't feel safe. I just backed out of there. And my sister called me the next day and she was like, that's rude. You left Grandma's funeral early. You could at least wait until we prayed. I didn't feel safe, you understand. So, before I get out of here, you know, I went to go and get my nails done, and I brought my daughter with me. Strangest thing, you know, they didn't have a debit machine. So, I said I'll go to 7-Eleven, you know, and take some cash out. She had already given me a pedicure. Well, my little girl was with me, and she stopped us at the door. She put her hand in front of my child, and she said, no, you stay here until Mommy brings back money. I said, I think she's trying to hold this child for collateral for this mediocre pedicure, that she wants to retain this child for payment. So when I drove off without her, I thought, I hope I didn't leave anything behind with my address. You guys have been great.